Your cost per 1,000 impressions have risen over time. Your audience has matured over time, and it's getting harder and harder over time and more expensive over time. So you no longer can be an amateur marketer in today's marketplace.
Is there any like common threads that you see that offers that flop? Like if there's like a couple of like, oh, these are things where are kind of like the red crosses, don't do this. Are any of that come up?
Yeah, when you're selling to a small sub niche that doesn't have a lot of money, basically. When you're trying to solve problems for people who are in a lot of pain, however, they don't even have enough money to buy your product. That's like key fundamental is where I see high level, a lot of offers flop because like even say guys like coaching people with like coaching young guys with e-commerce, like they can get to a certain level of scale. However, they can't get past that. Now the offer's not flopping. It's just they can't keep scaling because their target market doesn't have any more money. Targeting anybody under 25 with a certain kind of offer, I usually see that flop. Even in the dating niche, if you're doing young guys, that's a hard niche to go after. You're better off going after 25 plus year olds, professionals, etc. So like fundamental is income, making sure that your market has enough income to easily be able to afford your product. So first of all, they've got to have a pain point. Second of all, they've got to have enough income to be able to afford the product that you're trying to sell that solves the pain. So, I know that your group of people and your clients, they are diverse. So you've got clients in multiple different niches. And people watching this video are in all kinds of different niches. So I'm just kind of trying to put a broad brush across everything. First is pain. Second is income. And then third, they've got to have a desire to actually take action. There's got to be enough pain to have a big enough desire to take action to buy the product. So again, like I talked about at the start of this call, is you have to have these key fundamental marketing principles in place that are going to last till the end of time because it's just human nature. So that's what an offer is, human nature. You've got to go back to, okay, cool, are humans going to buy this? Are they in enough pain with this current problem to be able to pay the money to fix and find and get a solution to it? So from offers,
Joe,
go ahead.
Save on like which I think like listening to it, I think a lot of people could be like, oh, like that's obvious one, but no. This is so important to actually, for me, I want to like, I'm taking this lesson on board right now. Truly sitting down and then being able to pass out what is actually going on. Like, is this offer going to tick these boxes that I need this to tick? Because we're in similar situations as well with the people that we work with. Like,
yes,
we might have a coach come to us. I have to sit down and think through that process of looking at their offer and going, oh, hang on, like, do we need to make some strategical changes before we even start talking ad creatives, copy, do you mean campaigns, all of that fun stuff that we'll get into?
Yep.
And that's why I really appreciate you bringing that up, because that is such a key part where I'll just speak for myself. In my history before, I have not actually sat down and done enough of that work to truly make sure that those things have been truly checked off.
Have you subscribed? If not, this is the best time for you to subscribe, whether you're on the YouTube or on the podcast. Why? Because it would be a bummer if you missed out on everything that's to come, or don't subscribe if you're not actually getting much value out of this, because there is a zillion other things that you could be doing. So I'd rather you go and do that. The ball's in your court.
And now caveat to that is 2015, 16, 17, 18, even up to 2019 on Facebook, you could crush it with offers that didn't even really solve a problem and didn't even really have a big pain point and weren't even high ticket. It was possible. And I'm mainly talking about the info space here. But it was possible. But that is, CPMs have rise. Now, this is where it's getting technical. Your cost per 1,000 impressions have risen over time. Your audience has matured over time, and it's getting harder and harder over time and more expensive over time. So you no longer can be an amateur marketer in today's marketplace unless you have some new fresh product that nobody else is doing, and that'll work for 6 months until everybody else cottons onto it, and then you've got to really ratchet up your marketing knowledge and prowess to be able to keep that offer profitable long term. Because I've been in the crypto niche and blown products up really quickly and stuff like that, but the people who stay around for the longest even in those niches on a down market are the people who are the best marketers in the game. They stay in the game regardless of market conditions. Everybody can get a win when something's hot. That's easy. That is easy. But what winning long term looks like is when something is not so hot, being able to keep your marketing pushing forward because you are a sophisticated marketer and you've got the nous about yourself to be able to iterate, reinvent, come up with new hooks, new angles, new ways to offer the same product, or even different products within your offering to adapt to the marketplace of the current times. Like, it could be a down economy and you're a dating coach and you're talking about, or a relationship coach and you're talking about, hey, times are tough right now. Here's how, here's how to, with budget tightening, here's how to keep a good relationship. Or, hey, times are tough. Here's how to still invest in profit from property in a downturning market. And you have strategies and solutions for both an upturn and a downturn, and you incorporate that into your offer so you have longevity in your offer, and you can turn an offer from an offer that would have made you $1 million to an offer that makes you 10, 20, 30, $100 million, because you have the longevity and you're making, a couple million a year, but you're able to make that over 10 years. And because it doesn't matter what market you're in, you're savvy enough to be able to adapt your marketing message to the current market that's out there. So you have that message market.
If you've enjoyed this episode and it's vibed with you, then make sure that you hit subscribe, whether you're on the YouTube or on the podcast. And importantly, if there is any guests that you want me to have on the show, or specific questions or topics that you want me to be able to cover for you, simply put it into the YouTube comments or send me an Instagram DM. That way I can make sure you're getting the most out of actually being here.